Let me just make a 5-minute long Doom video. You know, Doom, right? What is... I'm sorry to do it. I just want to look up, like, what's the definition of Doom? We all have a concept of it in our mind, right? Not the game, which is great. Obvi. Wow. It's hard to find the definition of Doom. Okay, here we go. A law or ordinance, especially in Anglo-Saxon England. Well, what? To give judgment against. Obviously, you're, to doom someone, to condemn them, to fix a state, to make certain the failure of destruction. What about as a fucking an unhappy destiny? That's it? No. Come on. Hold on. An unhappy destiny, death, destruction, or some other terrible fate. There we go. Doom. Doom and gloom. Make sure I get the equipment in the background so this video seems cooler, more interesting. Why am I talking about Doom? Because I'm thinking about it. I'm not a doom scroller. Let me just get this out of the gate, because I don't want to say I'm not this or I'm not that, or I don't judge these people or I don't judge those. Let me just say that I don't like that people who are preppers have this bad reputation for being crazy. Some of them are, but you know what? Look, some saxophone players are crazy. In fact, most of them are. Does that make sense? People have a real hard-on about preppers. They like to call them doomsday preppers. I'm a prepper, definitely, to some degree. I definitely am. There, I got that out of the way. I'm not a doomsday prepper. God, I hate the term. It's kind of like conspiracy theorist. It's just a way to shut down, maybe. It's just a way to shut down somebody's thoughts or their expressions, or to make them look stupid. Oh, they think that. You think the government doesn't care about you. You're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, you think the details surrounding JFK's assassination are a bit murky. At best, you're a conspiracy theorist. We all know about that. I fall somewhere in the middle. You know, I'm pretty quick to, wow, the Meepy is sitting on my lap, and this is... He does not usually sit on my lap, so this is a rare treat. Look, you have cats, you should be a prepper. You have kids, you should be a prepper. What does that mean? Just to be prepared, okay? Prepared for what? How about you can't get cat food anymore for your cats? How the fuck are you going to deal with that? Well, I'll go buy chicken from the store and vitamin E and salmon for the oil, and I'll make it for them. All right, what if you can't get those things? When has that ever happened? When have I ever not been able to go to a grocery store? How about all of human history until the last, I'm going to guess, couple hundred years? And you know what happened first? They had the dry goods store, because people knew how to make shit. Okay, I'm definitely going meepy. I might have to shut this video down and just give him attention, although he seems to be liking one hand. He's very eccentric, so sometimes you change things, and like, let me just do this with the can.
Mr. Meepy Rat, and Meepy.
I guess if you don't want to see me pet Meepy Rat for a while, then go ahead and just scroll forward. But I'm gonna pet the
Meepy. Mr. Meepy.
I like to use my beard. Oh. Okay, he's had enough. That was quick. A lot quicker than I thought. Maybe the beard wasn't working. Well, what was I saying? You can't buy cat food. So you're gonna go buy this instead. But well, you know, when a grocery store has ever been open. Yes, the dry goods store. You know about we don't even really know about the dry goods store. You know what it was? It was before they had grocery stores. Like, you and your family knew how to make bread, and you grew vegetables and fruits or whatever, depending on the climate of your region and the soil and your status in society. But you knew how to make shit. So you'd go to the dry goods store to buy like sugar and flour, I guess vital wheat gluten. I don't know what else, to be honest. I'm very curious about the dry goods store. Do I really have to say all this? Is this not obvious? I guess it is, because people don't think about it. And I don't judge them for that. I get it. And I also get, like, my dad, for instance, doesn't like talking about potential collapse. And remember, collapse doesn't mean like a post-apocalyptic ruin of a world where the nuclear fallout is like gonna fucking destroy you if you go outside. You know what they like to, the more like advanced preppers like to say is the end of the world as we know it. Meaning, as we know it, just the things you know, the conveniences you know, the things you've been kind of tricked into believing are gonna be there forever. They're definitely not. And why, let me just get to the point of the reason why I'm actually making this video. Let me get you a better angle now. How about with the Super Mario blanket covering the keyboards, covering some of the keyboards. This is not even keyboard, this is a controller, this is a Korg Karma, it's a Prophet, Dave Smith Instruments Prophet 08PE, that's a Juno 106. I got the Hydra synth right now, playing around with a bunch of other keyboards and closets. I get it, you got a lot of keyboards. No, come on, shut the fuck up, maybe you're into synths. Why am I thinking about this stuff? Because today, I just had like, here's the thing, okay? I hate that expression, here's the thing, but it's very useful. You can deny this stuff all you want, you know, there's a lot of people who deny climate change. I'm not even touching that, by the way, because I don't know enough about it. You can deny food shortages, you can deny inflation, you can deny, and you can also, again, another thing my dad does is he watches the news and he's like, they say inflation's gonna get better. Really? Just paid $11 for a roll of tinfoil. When were you thinking? When were you thinking this is gonna get better? Because it doesn't look promising right now. I got this at the Goodwill in Portland for like $8. Another thing that should have probably been $4, but. So you can deny that stuff all you want and you can be optimistic about it and you can think it's not that bad. You can think, and it's hard for me to actually understand that people can believe this, but they can believe that the government has your best interests in mind, are going to basically take care of you. Unbelievable. So you can do that all you want, but when you see enough evidence of it in one sitting, or in my case, in one afternoon outing, I'm sorry, it's a little bit, there's no more denying. The denial really doesn't do anything. So what happened to me? You know, I've observed the egg shortage, okay, that they're talking about, which they like to blame avian flu. The egg producers who have come out and talked about it, did not say, they said avian flu is a factor, but it's not the reason. They said it's a very small reason. That the actual factor is that the grocery stores, you know, AKA the corporations, the people who own them, have increased the price, right? They're just like kind of price gouging and fucking you over, taking as much as they can from you. Wow, I really made it sound so mean. Let me rephrase it. Grocery store franchises have increased the price to the consumer, you and me. And those costs are not getting passed, that new extra money, that added expense is not getting passed along to the suppliers, who meanwhile their costs have, you know, skyrocketed. So they have more expenses and meanwhile they're not getting any more money. Thus you have the egg shortage, which largely shouldn't affect me because I try to stay vegan. Since I got sick and all fucked up, I haven't been totally vegan. I've been doing eggs and cheese. I'm gonna cut it out soon. My body just needed it, I'm sorry. Absolutely needed it. So the egg shortage is there, you can go there. I had a week where I went to the store multiple times just to see if they had the good free-range organic eggs. Mind you, if you want to get battery-confined chicken, garbage, fucking eggs, they're all the same, I thought. Did you really think that? I hope you didn't. If you did, let me just tell you they're not. The shit they feed battery fucking chickens and keep them in battery cages is not good. If you like a nice pale yellow yolk on your fucking eggs, go ahead and buy those and contribute to like just immense suffering, endless suffering for those chickens. Anyhow, I'm not getting on that tip right now. But the free-range, organic, cage-free stuff, there's a fucking shortage on it. Meanwhile, everybody's hustling to fucking do a run on it and get it. So that was eggs. All right, that's something kind of undeniable. How about blueberries, right? Lowest sugar fruit, lowest calorie fruit for what you get. I don't know, there's something to them, okay? It's the omegas, it's the fucking, a lot of vitamin C, it's a lot of shit you get for a very small caloric intake compared to, let's say, a banana or an apple or whatever you have you. So people are fucking obsessed with blueberries. No surprise there. But you can't fucking get organic blueberries. You could get poison covered ones. Do you like poison? You like to put poison in your body? Oh, but I wash them. Do you wash them with fucking alkaline water? or like a part vinegar solution, because if you don't, you're still getting the pesticides. Even then, I'm not sure what the reality is of what's left on those blueberries. Plus they're fucking GMO. Oh, GMO's fine. I'm not getting into it. I'm just saying, the fucking blueberries, organic blueberries, are very hard to find right now. So today, God, I was just so stupid. But today I bought all this tinfoil. I didn't buy a lot of tinfoil, but that's, if you don't know, if you know about prepping, you know that tinfoil is something that's immensely useful, and that, in a situation of a shortage or where your oven doesn't work because you don't have gas, tinfoil is going to become very important, because you're going to be starting fires and wanting to cook food and hopefully be able to use your utensils. But the tinfoil you can use for other things. You can use it to store bread. You can use it for all kinds of shit. Go look it up. I'm not going to talk about it. So I couldn't find blueberries again. I paid $11 a roll for tinfoil, which really made my dick shrink. It actually went back inside my body. And then I couldn't get anybody to change 100 for me. I have a $100 bill, okay? Went to 3 different places. 2 of them were grocery stores. 1 of them was like a Family Dollar, okay? And I wasn't like, can you change this for me? I was trying to pay with the 100, and they were all like, can't do that. Don't you have a card? And I was like, I do have one. I need to break this. So I'm sorry, between the blueberry shortage, the egg shortage, $11 roll of tinfoil, and not being able to change a $100 bill, can I invite you to take a look at that and consider that things are changing and that they are a little different? And forget, the $11 tinfoil roll kind of addresses inflation already, but what if you have money? If you're a person who has money, then lucky you, first of all, but because they say $300,000 income and under, those people, anybody $300,000 a year and up, which that's a pretty extreme wage in my eyes, you're going to feel the bite of inflation. So we're all feeling it, at least most people I know, myself included. This is right, I do not make $300,000 a year. But with the inflation stuff, it's if you forget about having a lot of money. What about your savings? You worked really hard and you had a couple $1,000s saved up, and your fucking money is just devaluing at this like seemingly unprecedented rate. Well, it doesn't affect me. It still says $1,000 in the bank when I look at it. Yeah, but look what your fucking money can buy you. How expensive is that grocery store trip? Remember the infant formula shortage? What do all these shortages mean? What does the inflation mean? What does your money being, your buying power being in the fucking toilet mean? What does it mean that you can't buy blueberries? What does it mean that you can't buy eggs that are actually fucking healthy for you to eat and are not torturously mean to chickens? What does it all mean? I don't have an answer. I will, however, say that my conclusion I've reached is that I don't even like to say collapse. Can we just call it change, massive change? I mean, collapse is the real word, but the problem with collapse is people think collapse is a thing that like a house of cards falls down and it happens instantly, or it happens over the course of a day or a week or a month or even a year, and it doesn't. It's a thing that happens gradually, and I'm sorry to say, the evidence seems pretty clear that it has been happening, and it is happening. And again, in recession, inflation, all these terms, I firmly believe, I'm firmly convinced that the life that you knew is basically gone forever. Well, what is the life you knew? Basically being able to buy whatever you want, whenever you wanted, all year round. Affordably, conveniently. That doesn't sound so bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to use frozen blueberries instead of fresh ones until I can buy more. You're right, that's not that bad. But wait, is it not that bad when the tinfoil is $11? And I'm using that example because that just happened, but you already know of like the ridiculous, utterly ridiculous expense to certain things. It's, whatever, a fucking $8 cabbage. I eat cabbage. Take your pick. I don't have to tell you about it. If you go to the grocery store and you buy things, you know how fucking ridiculous it is. So I don't know about any of this "it's not that bad" stuff. It's pretty fucked up, and it poses a pretty real dilemma. What are you gonna do about it? That's a very valid question. You know what I've been doing? I've been learning how to make my own food. I've been growing sprouts in jars, which is great. They have a lot of, what about salmonella? Stop with the salmonella. I got my hand over here doing this. Stop with the salmonella. That's for commercial fucking growers. You're not going to get fucking salmonella from sprouts if you grow them in jars in your fucking den. Which you don't even need sunlight for, which is pretty remarkable. So I'm growing sprouts. I got a bread maker. I'm learning how to make bread. What are you going to do without electricity? Look, we have electricity right now, and I have the fucking bread maker. And I'm learning how to make bread. I'm going to make it without the bread maker soon, okay? What else? I'm learning how to make vinegar. I've already made sauerkraut. And I got an arrow garden going in the garage. I might as well just show you. This is fucking $80 for this, okay? It's basically just a light with a little... Damn, I gotta position this fucking thing properly. There we go. Just an arrow garden. Got some various, like, sprouts and some lettuces growing. At the end of the day, though, sorry, I don't want this video to be stressful or doomy or any of that stuff. It wasn't my intention. But I just want to throw my my perspective on there that things I don't know. Come here, Rudy. Oh, my voice cracked. I don't know at this point how anybody can really say they don't think that that's not realistic anymore, since it's literally taking place and already has taken place. It's just gradually happening. That's it. I just was so firmly convinced of the state of things today. And it didn't get doomy for me. I wasn't like, wow, this is really bad and it's going to be fucked up. I was more like, these are real facts, you know. These are real things that are happening. And I'm not going to getting into the causes of why you can't get blueberries, which I did look up, or why inflation is happening, because it's a little too complex for me to understand, and you'll probably never get a straight answer about it. So I guess this, you know what, this video was doomy no matter what. I didn't mean it to be. But I guess I just want to say, do you have a 55-gallon water container in your house? If not, do you maybe live in an apartment? Do you have like several gallons of water? When I say several, I mean like 25 in containers that are not going to leach plastic into them over the next 2 or 3 years. Is the water preserved in some way? Do you have calorie-rich foods such as beans and rice? Do you have survival food? Do you have those like dry, freeze-dried bags of fucking like Alex Jones macaroni and stuff? You have tinfoil? You have a means to make fire? That's some heavy shit when you're talking about like you are now building campfires to prepare your food. I don't think that's happening in the next year or more. But it could, you know. We didn't even talk about like. I got to credit Corey for saying this, but it was something that really stuck with me. He was like, "We fucking talk about nuclear war like it's not a big deal anymore." That's fucking crazy, and that's something to think about. It's basically like if it happened, you wouldn't even be shocked. You'd be like, "Oh, they did it finally." Meanwhile, not fully acknowledging what doing that actually entails for the survival of humanity. God, that sounds doomy. And again, I don't mean it to be. I'm just saying, don't wait. God, is this a PSA? I turned this into a PSA? Fucked up. I didn't mean to. Truly didn't mean to. I look at the screen and this is how this video is ending, I think. Doom. It's not all doom and gloom. There's a bright side. But I do think you should find a way to make yourself useful as a human being in terms of producing something. Because I don't think a lot of people think in those terms. I've thought like, again, in a situation where it's a real total collapse, like I can entertain musically, magic, juggling, like that's something of value. And everybody's always like, the gold, I gotta have gold. I don't know, I thought about gold today. It's always had value. But you know what? People forget the thing you really want is food, water, and not to buy it and then let it fucking sit there for 5 years and go bad either. Cycle it out. Food, water, guns, stuff to grow plants with, seeds. God damn it, this got doomed. I did not mean it to. Please forgive me. I'm not going to allow the video to go on any further. I see it's reaching the 20-minute mark. I'm going to cut myself off right before then. I just want to say if you're still denying that things are changing, you might want to re-examine the facts.